I'm Brother Chapin Walton. I'm here to tell you some introduction to my church here, what we're going to do, what we're coming up with here. We are a Judeo-Christian, but really open for everybody church. We follow the words of the Bible. Not like a lot of other religions go. This is where it kind of is going off of what you would normally expect. Because I want to bring forth and bring alive what should be really with the churches nowadays, which actually we should refer to as assemblies. So if you see Nipatic Church of the Assembly of Almighty, that's the name I go off of. We are a compassionate church that believes in helping people. We believe that church should be salvation for your spirit, somewhere you can rest and get healing for your mind. This isn't something that we normally commonly see with a lot of churches nowadays. And really, in my name and what I believe, what God's revealed to me, the Almighty Yahweh, is I'll refer to Him because I believe that's His name, because that's what the Bible tells me, that's what He reveals to me. He is the breath of life, as in Yahweh. He is the Almighty Creator. He gives us all this stuff around us, and we need to really embrace a lot of things that are not being embraced. We need to not be hateful to people because of their race, as well as even when people do things wrong, we need to not expel them from our assemblies, and we need to take them on and help them. So what I'm going to develop around here is some information on how we can help people, some wise words, some revealing of what the truth is with some of these things, good discussion on these things, because I think we need to really sit down with several minds and discuss things in forums, rather than have one guy sit up in front of you and say, hey, this is the way it works. You'll probably see me a lot, but until we run into some more minds that I can get to share some information and actually sit down and discuss, which I've had here and there. They're usually just a good distance apart, unfortunately. But we're back here in 2017 now, so we should not have those borders. We've got the internet, so anybody who's interested can actually follow with us and hang out and know what's going on. This is the introductory video, so I expect it to be a little bit shabby and not so great, but we will work on that, and we will improve those as it goes. Hopefully you can hear the message and it'll work well for you. Okay, and kind of want to go with some of the newer things that we're bringing to light here, just as part of the introductory. I believe in the healing with God's creation first, that God's creation of His herbal and homeopathic ways are much more wise than men. We may need the knowledge He gave men to create pharmaceuticals and create better things as illnesses get more in depth and are harder to treat. But that's why He gave us that knowledge. First, we should consult His ways. We should go with the herbs and the things that He has naturally around. One of the best examples I've seen with that is, of course, you see how pharmaceuticals make people really sick with little bits of it or little effects. They found the same thing really in the plant world. Oftentimes, if you get a piece of plant and try to use it as medicine, it can make you sick. But when they go into further looking at it, the reverse to making it sick is actually there in the roots or the flower. So there's some good things to be learned there, and really where that went is once they figured out it could constitute and make things, man went on with their own ways of doing it and making it extracts and all that. And we have these stronger things that can knock you out. Aspirin's the biggest one that always comes up. You take a bunch of aspirin, you'll die. It'll just make you bleed to death, which is obvious. I am an offshoot of the ULC. I recognize all spiritual religions because I understand the spiritual path. I've had an impact God on my world, so I want to bring that to your world. I want to make sure everybody understands that they're not just thinking that this human establishment of religion and churches is not really what God wants it to be. He has a better output for you, a better thing for you to see. And then we'll just kind of go over that. We'll go over some things that are not as much spoken about, clear up some confusion that people have with, hey, this verse sounds totally terrible. There's meanings for it. There's multi-fold with that kind of stuff. And yeah, it can get a little bit complicated at one time, but if you come to it together and talk about it or actually get some information on it, it really makes it a lot clearer. The kind of most controversial thing that I'm sure that will come up frequently is amongst supporting herbs. We support cannabis. We are part of the Green Faith Ministries, Temple 420, the ULC, and affiliated with some other churches that are helping people get healing through cannabis. We actually believe that it is at least similar to the plant of renown. It seems like it really goes over it, but really the plant of renown appears to indicate Jesus Christ, which take as a likeness with that, because we've got cannabis who helps help you with all of these sins. It can give you shelter, it can give you healing, it can give you so much more that counteracts those sins. It's, if you accept it and take it, it's like Christ. If you'll accept and take, sometimes you need to look at things for other ways they are, and I want to help people do that. We've got a lot of churches and stuff that find out that you're a certain way and they don't want to help. They want to reject you out and get you out because they feel like you're doing harm to the church. They should really be helping you. There should be shelter, there should be kindness for your heart, there should be somewhere that you can get help with those. A few exceptions when there's people that are just playing it and don't want to do it, but you can tell often the real intent versus the fake intent, and you're welcome when you want to make things right, you want a better thing with your life. If that's not something you want, then you don't need to participate with things. When we physically have things and meetings like that, we will kind of divulge into some more aspect of what you need to believe, how it means practice kind of things, just loosely. Like, hey, if you don't believe in this, maybe we need to get you into some information seminars that we do. Some of our informal stuff rather than sitting down and practicing and studying, because you may need some more teaching of the Spirit and things with that nature. But unlike some other churches, we've got you. We've got you taken care of. You can get your salvation here. You can learn what it really means to be saved. You can figure out what God does for you, and you can actually change your life. I've seen these impacts in changing my life multiple times. It's been really amazing, and it's really something that I want to share with everybody. So we're going to start making up these videos and sharing it around here. I'm also going to be working on some online stuff so we can have essentially an attend from anywhere, a worldwide congregation, as well as we need some physical locations, which I'm trying to figure out that on, because we really need to help and shelter our community, help pull around, help the downtrodden, the hurt, and really show them really that there is kindness and loving your neighbor as Yeshua, who everybody normally knows as Jesus, has given us to do. You're supposed to love your neighbor, take care of them. Well, that's just kind of just a brief thing. If you have questions, just feel free to put them in the comments. I'll address those the best I can. Thanks for listening to my introduction. Have a great day. God bless.